Hello, campers. This is your activities counselor, Ian, back, and we're going to do a little bit of a shootout. Adam Savage versus the world. Not necessarily him, but we got a bottle of this Weld-on number 3. This he uses a lot on his channel. It is one of the preferred solvent-based plastic glues of the special effects modeling industry. He's featured it quite a lot on his channel for doing all sorts of things. Then we have our famous Plastruct plastic weld. I feel it's probably pretty similar to this stuff. And this will do multi-purpose evaporative formula, yada yada yada. ABS, styrene, butyrate, acrylic itself. This one's listed as, you know, acrylics, and polycarbonates and other things and hard acrylic. He uses it on just about damn everything, including polystyrene. And we have a brand new bottle to give it its best fighting chance. Good old faithful Tamiya Extra Thin. All of us have some of this probably. And we've got Tamiya Extra Thin Quick Setting because why not? And then I got this stuff the other day at Hobbytown USA up in Kennesaw. Biggest Hobbytown USA in the country, apparently, in my country. And you could all tell by how I talk and where I'm from. Yeah, we're from it's in Georgia. Mr. Cement SPB. It's something, there's so much Japanese here, but it's black liquid cement for plastic. And then we've got the old school, this thing, Tamiya just cement. I don't use this very often, if at all practically. Barely ever use it. But we will... There's not a lot of it in the jar either. I haven't used that much of it. I don't know. We have an old bottle of Extra Thin. We're keeping them out of the competition because it's somewhat contaminated as you wipe, it on bits. And the test subjects we have some extra suspension arms from our Tamiya Leopard 2A6 tank. These are all ABS sprues, and they are green. And we have some leftover bits from, looks like our Yag Panther, and these are all polystyrene, and they are tan. So we know anything tan is polystyrene, anything green is ABS. And we're going to do this shootout specifically for dissimilar plastics, because not occasionally, more than occasionally, but less than frequently, I don't know what you would call that. I probably have a word in my head, but beer, Friday night, wife's away, going out to dinner with the girls. So yeah, with some frequency, but not frequently, but not rarely, and more than occasionally, we have to glue ABS to polystyrene, or we end up trying to. So we're going to do a shootout of ABS to polystyrene, and we might do some ABS to ABS and polystyrene to polystyrene. We'll see what happens. Basically what I'm going to do, I got a couple of flat bits here. These are nice and big and flat. And we've got these guys, and we're going to cut lengths of sprue. We're going to keep them as flat as possible, use some good nippers. We're going to cut lengths of both ABS and polystyrene sprue, and we're going to glue them onto similar and dissimilar plastics using the various glues. I'm not going to bore you with all of the gluing, okay? I'll bore you with, showing one piece go on and how it smushes in when you get it just right. Maybe. We're not going to do... There was a great shootout video on Decal Solutions. The guy did an hour-plus long video. It was painfully long. It was but it was so good. Good information, just too long. But either way, we're going to get gluing down here. If I have some interesting observations of any of these glues, we'll let you know. The Weld-on 3, if you buy it with these little squeezy bottles. Weld 3 Savage! Buy it with these little squeezy bottles, because this thing is unwieldy. I mean, you gotta break out the knipixes and crack that open, and then you gotta pry off a lid like a can of house paint inside of there, and then it spills all over your hands. And I think I got a little poisoned earlier between the fumes and the skin contact. I washed immediately, of course, but that's some this is some pretty hot stuff. This is pretty nasty. It doesn't evaporate super fast either, because we got a little in the rim of the can. It's still there almost an hour later. See, there we go. Oh, yeah, our trauma patient for another video, the non-functional lady from Airwolf. Let's get you safely out of the way. We don't want any glue spattering on her. So either way, we're going to start cutting and nipping and gluing our greeblies together and see what happens. We'll be right back. Okay, everybody, so we've got all of our glue down. The way we applied it was we put a little dab. We put a little dab of glue down, then we pushed this down with some pressure and twisted until we saw, hopefully, some, spooging of the schmoo coming out of the joints. So we have ABS to ABS, and we have polystyrene to ABS. Also, you could say it's ABS to styrene. So we've got that, and then we did styrene to styrene, obviously. So now we have ABS to styrene and styrene to ABS. And as a bonus contender, last-minute entry into the death match, we have our good old Zap-A-Gap with some kicker. And so we did one. Come on, focus, you son of a. One ABS to ABS and one polystyrene to ABS. Now, all of these are basically pretty close to being ready to test, except for this son of a bitch. This stuff is like, so if this is like quick setting Tamiya extra thin, this is Tamiya extra thick, extra slow setting. This cement I bought because I didn't have a bottle of it. Do you ever buy something at the hobby shop because you're like, well, I don't have a bottle of that. I'm just gonna, I don't have any of that. What are you going to do with it? I don't know. Do you have a purposeful need for this product from the hobby shop? Not sure. But I don't know I don't need it. And I'm not sure what I might need it for. That's why I bought this. That's the honest truth. I was at Hobby Town, and I said, well, I haven't spent quite enough money, so why not spend a couple ducats more and get some of the whatever this is. I don't know. I don't know what it would compare to, if you know what it compare. And I don't have all, like, the Testors, old school 80s cements, and like, we have rubber cement. We know this stuff is garbage. I mean, there's a use for it, but not frequently. I have some Dap Rapid Fuse. I think this is just some really thick CA glue. It sets very slowly. It's annoying. We have another useless glue for most things. We have this Gorilla Clear. We have this stuff that we use to put Zimmered on tanks. At least I use to put Zimmered on tanks. It works really well. It's got to set overnight, at least. I gave it 24 hours, and it was good, but I could probably rip the Zimmered off my King Tiger if I really was motivated. So we're not testing shit like this. We're testing plastic cements, and we're just throwing in the CA glue as a bonus. Because the CA glue, so the plastic cements melt the plastic. They are solvent cement. Okay? As the label says. These are all solventy. I'm pretty sure this is solventy. These are all solvent cements. Now, cyanoacrylate, or CA glue, has its purpose in life. I generally use it for bonding completely dissimilar materials, such as photo etch to plastic tank parts, so photo etch to polystyrene, photo etch to ABS. The number one purpose for CA glue is bonding your fingers together. As far as I've found, it's the most common use case that happens when I break out a bottle of this stuff, is I'm like, oh, son of a... Ah! Yeah, and then you kind of got that, yeah. So either way, we're going to let these dry for a while, mostly because of this son of a... And then we will come back and we will do our unscientific stress test. And just so you know, the order in which I've glued these here is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6. So we know where everything is, and you could always tell which one was the Mr. Hobby cement because it's that color. I really like the colored feature of this cement is great. The fact that it's black, it lets you know you got cement there. For the one, that one feature is why I bought this. It's like, did I get the whole seam with cement? Like, some things you're building, you're like, I really need to make sure I've glued this whole damn seam because I'm going to clamp it. It's an ill-fitting model. And I'm like, I'm going to build a round 2 Polar Lights Enterprise soon. I might use the black cement because I'm like, I just need to know I got the cement everywhere. That's the party trick of this stuff. So might be worth buying, possibly. Let's see how it stacks up to the other ones. We'll be right back with the torture test and possibly a winner or a tie or a three-way tie. We're not sure. I have a sneaking suspicion it's going to be a tie between Adam Savage's Weld-on 3 and the Plastruct. And a close third place will probably be Tamiya Extra Thin and the Mr. Cement. The quick setting, it's supposedly not as good of a bond. I don't know where CA is going to come into this, but I know this thing, if I gave it like 72 hours, who knows? It might be the best, but probably not. Probably not. It took so long, just the way I put these on here was I'd put the blob of cement, and then I would push down and twist ever so slightly on the bar until I saw just a little spooging action to make sure that there was some schmoo coming out. And that's when I would like say, okay, is it standing on its own? Okay, it's good. Now I'll let everything dry. I'm going to give this a few minutes or about a 12-ounce beer of time to dry. However long it takes you to drink a 12-ounce beer. It may not take me quite as long, but we'll be back after the beer is done or when I remember to start recording again. So, BRB, everybody, with results. Okay, I burped before hitting record because one of the British viewers, those people are raised with manners, unlike us Americans. Blanket statements about people. We love that these days. So either way, I burped before hitting record for this one fellow who felt it was, it turned him off. So, my apologies for burping on video. Sometimes it's an involuntary reflex. But either way, eject spent shell casing. Reload. Lock the breech. Arm. Fire. Okay. So we have the empty beer. It was about half done. And then the one we started after we've glued everything. So we've got about 1.5 beers of drying time. Plus I wasn't just chugging beers like a college student. I gave it some time. Also, for this guy, I do have my Mr. Buddy propane space heater going down below me. So I put them near the Mr. Buddy and sprayed them with a little pressurized air from an airbrush to give them their best fighting chance, because this stuff is slow. Either way, we're going to start off with the assumed winner, the favorite of the special effects community, and Adam Savage and Tested and Mythbusters and whatever, Weld-on number 3. Okay? So we've got our ABS to our ABS with Weld-on number 3. Come on, focus, you son of a... We're on national TV. Let's see. Oh! Ripped off. Let's look at the failure mode. Yeah, there's a decent amount of plastic left there. White. That kind of indicates the plastic broke and not the actual bond. So that's a good sign. Weld-on number 3. Polystyrene to ABS test. Ooh, that broke off pretty easy. Yeah, just glue. No plastic residue left. It was fairly firm. So yeah, there's that. Weld-on number 3, polystyrene to polystyrene. Ooh, oh yeah. Oh, that ripped, see, that ripped the plastic apart. Because you have the white. Okay. Let's see. Plastruct, plastic weld, ABS to ABS stress test. And we have white, which means it's dry. It is very dry. So, yeah, not quite as much white as the number 3. So that leads me to believe the plastic gave before the actual weld gave. So Weld-on 3 is in the lead. Let's see. Weld-on. This is plastic weld. Ooh, okay, that popped off. Our ABS to polystyrene is definitely the weak spot amongst any glue so far. Tamiya Extra Thin, I fear thee will fare fairly well, but ABS to ABS, okay. A little bit of white there. You know, these are the weakest joints I could possibly do. So this is the worst case scenario test, but let's see. Oh, God. Oh, the polystyrene to ABS with Tamiya, no good. No good. Very weak. Which is why I kind of switched to using the Plastruct plastic weld over everything else. Well, I just got this. But I was using this for almost everything moving forward, unless it was polystyrene to polystyrene. You know, I was doing plastic weld. There's other brands that make plastic weld, and there's other forms of plastic weld, but this is the normal stuff to glue anything to anything model-wise, for the most part. Okay, extra thin quick setting. Don't have high hopes for you, buddy. And we reversed. I'm sorry, I messed up one. Polystyrene to ABS. Okay, yeah, it came off real easy. Yeah. We don't even need to go into that. And then ABS to ABS. Oh! Okay, surprisingly decent bond. A little bit of white. My method for doing this is push down and I twisted until it felt firm, and then I let it stand. Let's see here. Mr. Cement Black SPB. ABS to ABS. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Holy crap. Mr. Cement ABS to ABS was pretty damn good. We got a decent amount of white stress there. In the yeah, it's not bad. Okay, Mr. Cement polystyrene to ABS. Holy crap, that fell right the hell off. What the hell? That was weird. I gotta do some more research on this Mr. Cement SPB and see what's going on there. Oh, God, okay. We know this is going to be the loser. Okay. Tamiya ABS to ABS with some heat and air blown on it. Yeah. Okay, we don't even have to talk about that one. And polystyrene to ABS. Yeah, it's not even done drying. I'd have to come back tomorrow to give this thing a fair shot, and that's no good for us modelers. We don't need that. Zap-a-gap. Zap-a-gap, polystyrene to ABS. Oh my God, surprisingly, the most force to pop off, but then it popped off with the most force, which means the glue itself was very solid. However, it did not melt the plastic at all. You still see the little nipper mark in the middle of this, if the camera can pick it up. Yeah, you can see the nipper mark in the middle of that. Just, yeah, no, not a good permanent solution. ABS to ABS, probably expecting the same hard, lot of force. Oh my God. Ooh, that took a minute. Okay. So, with the cyanacrylate and some kicker, you can see a little white spot there. Sometimes that's just the white death from the CA glue. It took a lot to snap it off. When it did, it snapped off violently fast and flew across the workbench a bit. You know, the jury's still out. CA glue is good and bad at the same time. Like, if you have a model, like, there's no flex, there's no give. Like, a lot of these other ones, there was some give. It had a little flex. It's kind of like the general rule of bridge building in steel or buildings. If it doesn't bend, it breaks. You want a little flex to handle the expected loads. Like picking up a model to bring it to an IPMS competition. I don't think this is your best bet. You want one of the cements that's going to weld the plastic together. And now the easy one, Weld-on 3, we already tested polystyrene to polystyrene, and we had a good white reaction with, this plastic ripping off versus the weld. Let's try. This is the Plastruct. It came up kind of easy, but we do have some white hints there that, and these pegs may not have been perfectly flat, but I did push them down and twist them to try to get as much schmoo as I could. Next one is Tamiya Extra Thin. Oh, stretchy. stretchy. It's like a mozzarella stick. Okay, that one, if we gave it another hour of setting time, it might have been a little more welded. But the extra thin, yeah. Plastruct number 3 winner on polystyrene to polystyrene. Plastruct a very close second. Now Tamiya extra thin, quick setting. That's not very quick. It just caved over. But, you know, we got some white, so we see some good welding action. Okay, Mr. Cement, SPB. Oh, it set a lot stronger. It needed more force. And we do have white stressing, which means, you know, the plastic, not the actual glue weld, as far as I can tell. And then the last one is, yeah, the slow ass. You know, Papa Tomato, Mama Tomato, and Baby Tomato were walking down the street, and Baby Tomato was lagging behind, and Papa Tomato went back to Baby Tomato, and he hit him and smashed him into the ground, and he said, "Catch up!" Yeah, that was my Pulp Fiction joke for the night. Let's see, Tamiya, regular cement. Okay, yeah. That was like when you order mozzarella sticks at TGI Fridays, and they come out, and they're kind of not, they're not super hot and gooey anymore. Yeah, okay. So what do we have to say about all of this plastic carnage? Oh, I mean, empirically, I use no science here. I didn't use, like, a weight pull gauge. Oh, God, that motion on camera. Sorry about that, guys. Either way, Weld-on number 3, I have to say, Adam Savage and the rest of the world's special effects model builders, kudos to you guys. This is really good stuff. This is fantastic. If you don't want to spend, I think I spent nearly $30 on this quarter pint, 4-ounce, 118 milliliter tin of Weld-on number 3. It came with 3 of these little needlepoint squeeze bottles, which are awesome, by the way. I love this. I have to say, overall, this was the win. Ah! The cap leaked on my hand. I'm going to be poisoned for life now. Oh, you could go... Come on, you can see my chemotherapy videos in a little bit. Either way, Weld-on number 3 is... I'm wiping my hand off right now. I'll go wash it with soap and water right after we're done with this. Weld-on number 3, I wouldn't say it's the clear winner. It's not like Mr. Mark Setter and Mr. Mark Softer versus Tamiya Mark Fit Strong. That blatant of a winner. First place. Second place, Plastruct. Third place... Surprising, the new contender, the new kid on the block, the Mr. Hobby Mr. Cement SPB. They have regular Mr. Cement, you know, clear that, you know, is clear. I got this because of the feature of knowing where you've put it, since, you know, most of us paint our models. This, meh, you know, fine, but not great. This, yeah. And this, strong, yet catastrophic failure. Like, it holds absolutely until it doesn't. If you notice any of the others, some of them would just, you know, they'd give a little, there'd be some flex before it would let go, which is what you really want. Okay? Especially after your model kit's been sitting for days or weeks. You know it's welded solid. This is not what you use to permanently build a model kit. It just is not. This is what you used to do completely dissimilar things. Photo etch to plastic, etc. You know, glass to leather. You know, your penis to your thumb. Do not use this as a lubricant in coitus. Ever. Because, oh God. Oof. There's got to be a video on YouTube that covers that mishap. Zip kicker sometimes says, you know, if you use a zip kicker, it dries quicker and bonds quicker, but it's not as strong. I don't know. I don't care. CA glue has its place in our world. It always will. This stuff, I really don't know. If somebody does know what this is the best at, drop a comment, man. Or lady, female, they, whatever. Drop a comment, person. I want to know what this is the best at. This was surprisingly really good. This worked a wee bit better than the Tamiya Extra Thin. Mr. Hobby impresses me to no end. I have switched, I have converted religions from Tamiya Mark Fit to Mr. Hobby's Mark Softer and Mark Setter. They're just better products. But yeah, that damn Mr. Hobby cement, that was good. Still, though, the killers of the bunch. Numero uno, Weld-on number 3. Numero dos, very close. Numero dos, Plastruct Plastic Weld. I imagine Plastruct Plastic Weld is a very similar chemical composition to the Weld-on number 3. I gotta stop handling this bottle. It drips and leaks everywhere because I used a flathead screwdriver and a hammer to get the internal cap off. It's a little sketchy working with this stuff. Put it in here with one of these little guys. It doesn't seem, the pitos, the little squeezy pito tube, whatever you want to call these, they don't seem to be affected by the Weld-on number 3, whatever plastic these are made of, because it did not melt. It also didn't melt the shopping bag, which was interesting. It's sort of target specific. So either way, winner, Weld-on number 3, Adam Savage. You got the best glue. Plastruct Plastic Weld, way more expensive per unit ounce. This is 2 fluid ounces. Oh no, it's not more expensive. 2 fluid ounces for like $9 to $10. Well, with inflation, maybe it's $11 now at 12. This was like almost $30, but this is 4 ounces, so this is still a little more expensive. This works a little better. It's kind of unwieldy. You need to get it with the squeezy bottles. I wouldn't try just constantly opening the cap and dipping a paintbrush in it to use it. The Plastruct, you can get it at any hobby shop, Hobby Town, whatever. This is great stuff. Way better than the Tamiya Extra Thin. And better than even the Mr. Cement. But the Mr. Cement has the bonus feature of giving you contrast, so if you're gluing something together, you can see where the glue went. So very nice. So either way, we're done with that. This. Wife's at dinner. I got, who knows, maybe I'll do something else tonight. But either way, there's our glue comparison of Adam Savage versus the world, or his glue versus the world, or at least what I have in my basement. And CA glue, as we've said before, it has its place in everybody's life. Kinda can't avoid having CA glue. That's it for now, everybody. Good night. We'll see you next time. Okay, Mr. Nipex says good Knipex. I know, the Germans always correct me when they say Nipex. Knipex. I get it. Okay. That being said, you know which glue to use. If you don't believe me, I don't know, go watch Adam Savage on Tested. He uses that stuff all the time. Yeah. He's got 3 million subscribers almost. This is 2+ almost 3 million subscriber glue right here. That's, come on. He with the most subscribers is the best glue. So obviously, yes. Have a nice night, everybody. I'll see you next time. We're going to do some fun things down here. And keep coming back for more of my ridiculous, ludicrous, beer-drinking, maniacal rants. Adios.